Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to WrestleChumps. I am your host, this Barry, here with
Billy Bob Tanley.
Today we're going to be talking a little bit about Fyter Fest. We may actually bring up some stuff that came up. I already seen you make a video about it, Billy. You already did a video about the whole Paul Heyman. I keep wanting to say Shane McMahon. It keeps coming in my head. It's not Shane McMahon. It's Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. So excuse me if I make that mistake a few times later in this video. For some reason, I keep thinking that. But it's Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. We'll talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk about some botches that happened within the recent pay-per-view. I think we can... I don't know if there's I have no idea. That's actually something we're going to be talking about today. So yeah, we're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about a few things. I got my topics listed right here, as always. They're going to be right here on my phone. You're going to see me look back and forth between the phone and Billy Bob's ugly face. So here we go. Let's see here. We also have something I want to complain a little bit about. And surprise, Barry's complaining. I'm trying to be optimistic, trying to look at the positives this time as well. So let's go ahead and look straight at the positives. From what I've heard, WWE's ticket sales are doing absolutely terrible. The positives, ladies and gentlemen. I've seen that they are just doing god-awful. Like, their ticket sales are getting, like, record low, like, just in the history books, record low sales right now. I don't know what's going on with WWE.
I do.
What's that?
They suck. There you go. They just suck.
Well, yeah, I know they suck, but, well, you know what? I want to get onto that conversation. I want to go ahead and jump up, but we're going to save that one. We're going to save that one because you've already kind of talked about the Bischoff-Heyman stuff. Haven't you? You already did a video about it?
I think I talked about it. I'll make videos, I forget.
I'll make sure there's a link to that video down there as well. We'll probably talk about it a little bit right here.
Yeah, Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff are the executive directors of RAW and Smackdown.
Yeah, so before we get on to talk about Fyter Fest, which I think is going to be our main conversation here, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way about Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. Let's go ahead and talk. Since you've already done it, I didn't watch your whole video. Sorry, BBT, so I don't know everything you said. So it's going to be new to me. Maybe not to everybody else, but it'll be new to me. So let's go ahead and talk about this. They've got... What is it? Paul Heyman on Raw and Eric Bischoff on SmackDown, which is the reverse of last time they did something.
Right. That's right. But they all had, Paul Heyman will be running Raw, and I guess Eric Bischoff will be running SmackDown, but they both got to answer to Vince McMahon in the end, so he still has the final say.
I heard that they're going to be doing like Triple H does and kind of, giving people pep talks and stuff just before they come out on, like, from their entrances and everything. Like, they're going to have full, total control backstage. That's what I heard. So you're telling me they got to report. You're telling me they got to report to Vince anyway. So you heard something else.
Well, fine. That's fine if they want to report to him, but Vince needs to stay the hell out of their way, let them do their thing, and run the shows the way they want to do it. That's all I got to say about that. Because Vince likes to rewrite shit. He likes to rewrite the shows if he doesn't like something. Just stay out of the way, Vince. Let them do their thing, and you go count your money somewhere at home. Bitch.
I agree with that. I agree. I think he needs to stay the hell out of the way. Just sit back there, do whatever it is he needs to do, whatever job he's taking on. But he needs to let them do their job, and he needs to stay the hell out of the way. So let me ask you something, Billy. What do you think about the mind of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff behind this? What do you think they're going to bring to the business?
Well, Paul Heyman's probably going to bring a lot to the business because he's still got a mind for wrestling. And I hear Eric Bischoff, he hasn't been keeping up with the show, so he's kind of out of the loop. He just coming in there like, well, they're going to have to just tell him and stuff, and here you go. He has a mind for the past, he ran WCW and shit with the NWO, but that's pretty much it. Paul Heyman's going to make a better show, but Eric Bischoff's still going to make a better show than what it is now, though.
I'm kind of in the same boat with you on that one. I know Paul Heyman's going to do a good job. He's relevant with the business. He's been in there a lot. He's been working with Brock Lesnar, and I heard he even makes some decisions backstage outside of just Brock Lesnar. So with that said, I know he's probably going to do a good job as long as he's not hindered by any creative control or anything like that, which, as far as I'm concerned, he's supposed to be in control of creative back there. Am I correct to say that? That's what he's supposed to be. Like, they're supposed to be
directors.
Yeah, so... Okay, so I think Paul's going to do a great job. Now, Eric Bischoff, I don't know whose fault it was with the TNA stuff. I don't know how much control Eric actually had with all that. I didn't do like full research on TNA. Forgive me on that one.
Yeah, that company was beyond saving.
But was it was Eric Bischoff responsible for any of the downfalls of TNA? That's something I don't know, because I know he was in control of a lot of stuff.
I think he was handling side things. I don't know, trying to promote or so. I can't remember, man. It's been a long time ago, and I know Hogan was in charge, and somebody else, and other people. That's
Thank God AEW don't have Hogan coming into their business. Imagine that. Anyway, back on the WWE. It's a off topic.
I'm not going to say nothing bad about AEW, but the inmates are still running the asylum. That's all I got to say. Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, and his wife.
Yeah, I agree. It does seem like that's what's going on. So, Eric Bischoff. I hope he's not one of the people responsible for TNA's downfall, because I know Eric Bischoff is a creative genius, but with his creativity comes his flaws, and he clearly has had some flaws in the past. I don't know what happened with him and WCW, if it was his fault. I don't know if he had some problems with that. But I know that clearly he's been responsible. Well, he's not been responsible, but he's been involved with some failed companies. So I hope that wasn't directly to do with him. I sure as hell hope so. Like, that's all I can say. I hope that he himself has been an absolute talent, and that he's going to run the business into a successful direction. But right now, the only thing I can speak for is Paul Heyman. I can't say much about Eric Bischoff. Hope.
I can tell you some things that ruined WCW. It wasn't just Eric Bischoff, the finger poke of doom, Kevin Nash having creative control, and a bunch of other shit.
Well, I know they had. I mean, I know that Eric wasn't the biggest hand. I'm just a little. I don't know if Eric had any hand in some of the failure of WCW, because he had full control there for a little while, and then all of a sudden, like that, he didn't.
Yeah, he got kicked out.
Yeah, so I don't know if, like, there was a time where he started screwing up and making bad decisions. That's what I'm concerned about is, does he start off high and then start getting lower and lower as he goes? Because I know a lot of people that do that. They start off, they got a lot of charisma, they're ready to go. They're ready to, push forward. And then all of a sudden they kind of hit burnout, and they're like, yeah, ideas are getting a little low. I'll just start throwing whatever I can out there and keeping people happy. And they stop losing that drive, So that's what I'm a little concerned about with Eric Bischoff, is that maybe that happened and then maybe that could happen again. But I could be wrong.
I doubt it. He's going to be running SmackDown and still answering to Vince, but Vince don't have a mind for wrestling anymore, so he just loves that PG shit, and that's all I got to say to Vince.
Well, I'm really glad that. Well, kind of glad. I'll be honest, I'm skeptical that Vince is letting these people, take control. But I don't have much faith in it, because it is still Vince McMahon's company, and he is still in charge. At the end of the day, it's still going to be his decision.
It's an act out of desperation, man, hiring Eric Bischoff and Paul Heyman, because low crowd attendance, bad ratings, the shows are bad, and SmackDown's about to go to Fox later in the year, maybe October, I don't know, and they're not liking what they're seeing on WWE. You know, SmackDown Live's supposed to be going TV 14 in October, or going to Fox. I think it was October. I can't remember.
I heard about the TV 14 thing. I didn't hear about the Fox. I didn't know they had a channel and shit they were changing to.
Yeah, and Fox isn't liking what they're putting on right now, and they're going to have a meeting about that.
Well, hopefully the PG-13 thing's a good idea, though. I'd hate to say that ratings make a show, but I mean,
PG-13.
You said PG-13, did you not?
TV-14, man. PG's worse. What are you talking about?
PG-13, is that not what you said, the rating?
Oh, I said TV-14, back when they had...
Well, that's what I'm saying, that PG and PG-13, those are two different ratings. I thought you said PG-13, which is above PG, so... No,
TV-14, man. They're expecting SmackDown to go TV-14 like it was before it went PG in 2008.
Okay, well, I don't know much of the difference between TV-14 and PG-13.
TV-14 is when Evolution was going on, but Batista, Blood, that's TV-14, man, and they wasn't so neutered or not watered down, whatever.
All right, maybe I got my words mixed up here. I don't know, but I always think like movie ratings.
You've been out of the loop for a while.
Yeah, I'm thinking like TV ratings, like movies and shit.
And rated M, that's WWE would never go. ECW actually went rated M at one time, I think, because of the so gory blood.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I also think a lot of this whole, I mean, it's something you didn't bring up. I think a lot of this whole decision with Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff has something to do with AEW. Now, I know AEW is, it's not like the grandest thing. A lot of people's trying to say, oh, WWE's shaking in their boots. I don't know about that, but I think it does have some influence on bringing these two in there.
It's because AEW's taking their talent, man. They got the money to do it. That's why they don't want that. That's why they're locking their guys in contracts and shit.
Yeah, they are taking their talent. Like that Sean Spears just showed up in AEW, which we're going to get to in just a few minutes. But yeah, they are taking their talent. They're hiring them on there and they're doing stuff with them. Now, I don't know much about what talent they're taking. I just know that they are, in fact, taking them. There could still be a lot of people not revealed yet at AEW as well. Some of those people still hoping for CM Punk. Probably a little too much hope in that one, but but still hoping for CM Punk. So yeah,
I don't know what Vince did to him, but it made him hate professional wrestling. I hate it. I never seen somebody hate wrestling that much. That's a wrestler.
Well, I mean, he had a big, I think it's like a podcast or something that he did with, what was his name, Colt Cabana, that he did a little thing. He had a conversation with him telling a lot of the stuff that made him angry at the WWE. So if you really want to know where a lot of his hate stems from, it may not be all of it, but that's where some of it came from. Man.
I just think there's more to it than that because he hates wrestling so much.
Yeah, he particularly hates Triple H.
And he hates Vince, I guess.
He seems to really have a problem with H, though. Him and Triple H don't seem to get along very well at all. So, I don't. It's more a lot of people. It's just Vince, but with him, it's Triple H.
Dark secrets in wrestling, man. We'll probably never know what goes on.
Maybe it's best that way. I don't know. Sometimes I don't want to know what all goes on back there. It's probably some dark cult shit. That's all I can say.
Oh, yeah. There's some damn cults in there. There's truther channels out there. I'm not going to go into that, but there's a lot of conspiracy theories, Illuminati talk, and all that bullshit.
I ain't going to get into that right here, right now. Hey, maybe another podcast we'll go in and talk about some of that just for entertainment purposes. Not that I buy into that shit, but hell, it might be a fun conversation someday.
I'm not going to take sides. I'm not going to go into that, but we are, we're supernatural, could be considered super. Look at lightning bugs with their asses that glow with light. That's supernatural bugs. That's alien bugs. And
Firefly's not an alien bug, Billy.
They got they got powers, man. They got superpowers inside their ass.
They got superpowered, lit up assholes. They got a light bulb shoved right up their ass, so it must have been the aliens.
They're supernatural bugs.
They must be. You ever think maybe fireflies are part of the Illuminati?
No, not them. They don't. I've been with fireflies. They don't hurt me.
Just the other night, I seen 3 fireflies flying around. They were in the shape of a triangle. Was one on the top and 2 on the sides. They were flying at me. Billy, you stupid son of a bitch.
I know aliens exist. Oh, they're okay.
Let's go ahead and get off of Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff. I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. I know you already covered it, so I wanted to make it brief. Let's talk about Fyter Fest. AEW's pay-per-view, not pay-per-view. I have no idea what the hell that even was.
I never knew about this. I thought it was some kind of convention when I read about it. Like, they're having some kind of greeting meet thing. Fyter Fest. I didn't know it was an actual pay-per-view. What the hell?
Is that the thing? I could be wrong. I don't remember what it was, honestly. Was that the thing they gave away for free for, like, charity or something like that? Or was it a paid event?
I think it was a streaming event. Online.
For anybody wondering, even if it was free, we didn't watch it. And I'll tell you why we didn't watch it. Because we had no damn idea it was going on.
I didn't know. I just heard. I thought it was a convention. When I read about it, I just was saying on their Fyter Fest.
Worst marketed thing I've ever seen. Like, I had heard about it before it happened. I didn't know how close it was getting. I didn't quite know what it was. I knew it wasn't the pay-per-view because they had already talked about another pay-per-view that sold out. By the way, as far as I'm concerned, Fyter Fest did not sell all. By the way, it didn't sell all the tickets. So, if it didn't sell all the tickets, it's because most people didn't know what the hell it was. No, I still don't know what it was. Maybe an internet YouTube wrestling I have no shit. It's the worst marketed thing I've ever seen.
think it had a great match on there, maybe 2. I don't know.
From what I have seen, I went back and I watched some clips. I don't think it's illegal to watch some clips considering it's a free pay-per-view as far as I'm concerned. But I went back and watched some clips on YouTube, and we'll talk about some of the matches and some of the things that happened on there. I'm going to talk about... Yeah, I'll talk about some things in particularly. I can't really talk too much about events with the guys that were like flipping around and jumping on the turnbuckles and flipping over top of each other. I don't know any of these guys, and I'm not really that interested in the ninja shit. It just...
it's all about cool. Flippy shit!
Yeah, Luchador's cool. It just ain't for me. Go ahead. If you want to go ahead and get your complaints out now, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and talk about the match.
I'll skip through most of the other highlights. I don't care about the flippy, kicky, indie shit. I just care about the star power that's in there. And that's Dean Ambrose, Chris Jericho, and I think that's pretty much it right now. I don't care about Kenny Omega. He has pink in his hair, by the way. Did you see that?
I have no idea what he's doing. What's wrong with pink in his hair?
What the hell? Our head with pink in it. Well, what would happen if I start wearing pink shirts and pink hair and a pink hat and everything? I'm not going to go into that, man. It don't look right on a tough guy that's supposed to kick your ass. Pink.
Are you kidding me? Fucking Ultimate Warrior used to wear pink.
Don't make excuses for the Ultimate Warrior. That was face paint, man, mixed up with other paint. This guy had pink all over his hair. And you didn't last time. How am I supposed to take that seriously?
Batista wore pink. What the hell? Shit.
When did he wear pink?
Anyway, he wore like a pink attire, if I'm not mistaken. It may have been. It was either red or pink. I knew it was something like that.
It might have been red. I don't remember Batista wearing no damn pink.
Well, I remembered it pink. I remembered it pink. Maybe I'm wrong, but
maybe it had a pink dot, or I don't know.
Anyway, so he has pink hair now. Who gives a shit about him having pink hair? I just don't like. I'm just not that interested because I don't know anything about him, and he just kind of came out of the indie scene, and I've not seen anything with the main event kind of stuff with him.
Pink is the wrong color for a tough guy. Kenny Omega wasn't a tough guy anyway. I never did like the guy from the start. Came out there dressed as Princess Jasmine. That's how I first came to know this guy. And everybody overrates him. The f***ing smarts do. They overrate his ass. Oh, he's the best thing ever. Oh! I'm sick of that, man.
If I ever get into wrestling and I debut as a wrestler, I'm coming out there as like Princess Peach from Super Mario. Just to piss you off, Billy. It's just going to be to piss you off.
Expect everybody to hate your ass, too.
That's fine, man. I'm just goofing off.
They shove down our throats all the time, man.
Whatever. I'm not here to defend Kenny Omega. I don't know shit about him. Like I said, I don't agree with the pink hair. I don't know why the hell that's got anything to do with anything. You know, you want to know something crazy? Did you know that Dean Ambrose, or a.k.a. John Moxley, when he was doing WWE, he had pink hair? Did you know that?
Maybe for a split second, but that shit went away quick.
Maybe so, but they're just rebellious. That's all. They're trying to break the rules.
That's not a rebellion thing.
I think it is. I think it's them just trying to show that they don't abide by the rules. They do whatever the hell they want to do.
If you want to be rebellious, pink's the wrong color.
All right. Kind of like that big old pink thing in that alien video that you had to endure. Anyway, let's get back on. Let's get back on to Fyter Fest. We're going to talk a little bit about one thing. I just want to bring it up right now. This is just because everybody's wondered. You know, it's kind of the elephant in the room. Cody Rhodes in the botch chair shot. Let's just get on with this.
I didn't see that. This is your topic.
All right, I did see it. They had Shawn Spears. He debuted at this event, this Fyter Fest. And Shawn Spears, Ty Dillinger. So you have to keep telling you that.
Who? Okay. I still don't know who I heard of that name.
Former WWE guy, came to AEW. He debuted. And anyway, he came out there and he took a chair to Cody Rhodes' head. They had done a little building before this happened, and I'm going to assume it was, from what I know, it's probably because Cody Rhodes was kind of playing him off as not a primetime player and was kind of being like, yeah, he's going to help the company. And so they're trying to build a story, which is cool. I'm glad to see him trying to build some storyline there. You know, and he comes out there and it kind of proving a point. That's what I'm thinking, that he is a primetime player and not to just kind of sweep him off there. So anyway, he comes out there. Here's where the shit gets real. Cody Rhodes turns around And he takes this chair and he whips it right across the side of Cody Rhodes' head. Apparently, it hits just the back area of his head because that's where the blood was coming out of. Cody Rhodes did not put his hands up. Cody Rhodes did not block this chair shot. This was an unprotected chair shot. They said that the chair was rigged. It was a fixed chair, but it doesn't matter. Cody Rhodes did not do his job. Now, this is the guy in charge of a bunch of shit at AEW. This is the guy that people are looking at and saying, okay, this is the man I need to be like because this is a wrestler who knows his stuff. But obviously, he don't know as much as I thought he did. Because for you to not even protect yourself from a chair shot direct to your head, the dude did not get a concussion. I was under the impression for a little while that he had gotten a concussion, but he did not. That was just some rumors spreading around. He did not have a concussion. However, he did have to have, I think, some staples put in his head. But this is all because Cody did not lift his hands. He was under a lot of controversy. I'll show a picture right here that I took when it was in the mainstream tweet stuff going on there. It was trending on Twitter. He did not protect his head. Now he's under a lot of controversy for pretty much having an unsafe environment, which is a lot of why wrestling companies don't do direct chair shots to the head. There's a good reason for that. I'm okay with chair shots in general. You know, I don't want to go full PG, but you got to know how to take them, Cody. And if that's how you're going to take them, then maybe you don't need to be doing chair shots in this company. Because if you're one guy that's doing it, who's next that's going to do it? Anyway, BBT, do you got any thoughts on this matter?
They should not use real chairs, I guess. Use plastic, realistic toy chairs. I've said that a lot of times in rants, but wrestlers don't listen to me. I know they're watching, but they don't listen to me.
Well, as far
as
plastic
toy chairs, realistic, they don't break, but yet they barely feel anything.
Well, I think it was supposed to be a fixed chair. Like, I don't know if it was plastic or whatever, but I know it was supposed to be a fixed chair. When I say fixed, it's because I guess I don't know the perfect wording. It was a rigged chair, but even so, it was still hard, and it still cracked him on the back of his skull, and he didn't take the shot right, so even if it was a rigged chair, you know, if you got a plastic toy, imagine this, just think about this for a second. If I took a big old plastic Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story, and I whacked you aside the head of it, and you did not dodge that toy, I'm still going to bust you open. It don't matter if it's metal or not. If I hit you hard enough with a plastic Buzz Lightyear, it's going to bust you open, BBT, because you didn't protect yourself right. It's both performers.
The internet has ruined everything. We're not supposed to be talking this way. Oh, he didn't protect himself. No one used to care back then. They just do it. And now wrestling's been exposed because the internet has ruined everything, man.
That's the thing, though. It's always been a thing. Just because it ain't been talked about, that doesn't mean it's not been a thing.
Wrestling is fake.
It's a scripted event, but it's always been, you know, a show where you and your opponent both have to work together. There's always been, you know, trades to the show. Yeah, so you're supposed to lift your hands certain ways, you know, like you're supposed to put your thumb on your forehead before you hit them in the head, things like that. So Cody Rhodes, this is not a matter of PG. I'm all for chair shots, but you got to be trained enough to know how to take them. And the fact that Cody Rhodes was not trained enough to take this, these are, from what I heard, this is real staples. It's not fake blood. This is not a blading job. He actually hurt himself because he didn't. This is the man running this company that botched on his second event.
ECW did it.
Sure, but they wasn't botching, man. They were doing that shit on purpose because they legitimately wanted to hurt themselves for entertainment. Maybe this is not that.
Maybe that guy allowed a chair shot to the head just one time for the business. Maybe.
I refuse to believe Cody Rhodes just ran into that chair like that. Here, let me just almost kill myself and give myself a... Well, how are you going to run a company if you got a concussion? Like, how are you going to run a company? How are you going to be good management if you kill yourself before the show begins? You have to protect yourself, too. If you want to make it look good, that's fine. That's fine. Make it look good. But protect yourself in the process. Now, injuries happen no matter what. But for your second event, right up front, just like that from an unprotected chair shot, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's really unprofessional on Rhodes' part because I don't think it was Sean Spears' fault. I don't think, unless other proof comes up that it was. I'm pretty sure it's all on Rhodes on that one, and that's just me saying, Rhodes, don't do that again because next time you might be out of it a lot longer and you can't do your job from a hospital, buddy.
That's right, Cody Rhodes. Safety tip. It's a safety tip from Billy, Bob, and Barry. You better be listening to us.
Yeah, he's probably not, but
he probably is.
You think he's listening to this show right now, Billy? I highly doubt we've made it to that top.
Wrestlers are watching us. They just can't go on and say it.
They don't give a shit about our show. I'd be pretty shocked if they're actually listening to us right now. But, you know, you never know. Maybe someday when we're a little higher up on the mountain, we'll get that kind of attention. But as of right now, I'm probably sending a message to nobody. So, yeah, with that said, that's my advice to Cody Rhodes. I'm not a professional wrestler, but I do know that if I was going to plan an event like that, I would have precautions ready so that I didn't kill myself, you know, because my dog would sorely miss me. If I couldn't come home the next day, I had to bring the fucking dog up.
Cody anyway.
I don't want him to die. I don't want him to get a concussion or anything. Shit.
I didn't say anything about dying. I just said I'm not a big fan of him. I don't care.
Well, I do care if he ends up knocking his skull out of his face. You know, I care about that. I
don't care about him. He's not my favorite wrestler.
No, as a wrestler, he's not done anything that's wowed me as of yet. But he had one decent match, but you know, it takes more than just a single match to wow me.
He's trying to follow in his daddy's footsteps, you know, the American dream, and he's the American nightmare. That's what he calls himself.
American Nightmare.
Yeah, instead of American Dream like his dad.
Because Dream and Bad Dream is a nightmare. Real clever, Cody. Well, shit.
Yeah. He's a heel, I guess, a bad guy. For all you kids that's watching this, a heel means a bad guy, babyface means happy good guy.
I would assume most people watching this show knew that. If they're watching about wrestling, I would assume they know that. But, yeah. If you really did. That's face and heel. That's what it means. Spitting all over my microphone like an elegant princess. So anyway, let's continue on. Let's talk a little bit about I believe it was the main event with Moxley and Gibretta.
I forgot his name. Some nobody that I don't know about.
I didn't think I was going to forget his name, so I didn't think I would need Google. But guess what? Guess what, ladies and gentlemen?
I should have wrote his damn name down. I was looking at the match.
I saw his name like I just forgot it. Hold on, let me look his name up here. Fyter Fest, misspelled because that's not how you spell fighter, guys. Let's see here. His name. What was this guy's name?
Janela.
Janela. Did you find it? I think that's what it was.
I just remembered in my head.
Yes. It's Janela. It's Joey Janela. Somebody was calling him Joey Vanilla or something like that. I seen that. That's how I thought I'd remember his name, but I forgot it that fast. Shit. Anyway, maybe he'll make a name for himself. Maybe he won't. But as of right now, he's still barely got a name. So anyway, Joey Janela. Okay, so that's his name. Anyway, Moxley versus Joey. I watched that match. And it was not a bad match at all. It was a pretty hardcore match, to be completely honest with you. It was kind of cool. I thought it was pretty cool, but I didn't think it was the greatest thing I'd ever seen in my life. It didn't top like Foley versus Edge or anything like that, which is still like top rank of like hardcore matches to me. But it was a good match. It was definitely a damn good hardcore match. They did thumbtacks. They had all kinds of weapons out there. I mean, like
barbed wire chair.
Yeah,
barbed wire table.
Yeah, like he landed on the barbed wire and everything. Moxley like landed on the barbed wire. Like it was crazy. They did some pretty good stuff.
Can I tell you the thing I didn't like about it?
What's that?
I really didn't like the part where he was taking his shoes off because I don't have a foot fetish and I didn't understand that. But there you go.
Well, he did that so that he'd feel the pain of the tacks when he threw them on him.
Yeah, that's nasty, man. I don't see some man's feet. Hell.
But anyway,
he could just throw him on his back on those tacks. Why'd go through all that trouble, take his shoe off to do it? That guy wanted it to happen. He wanted those people out there to see his feet. Foot fetish, motherfuckers. Ugh.
I think you look a little too much into it. I think Moxley just wanted him to have to walk around the ring full of tacks and stuff in a very uncomfortable environment. So he made it very hard on him to do so. Pretty sure that's the only reason he took his shoes off, which is, he's kind of right. I mean, if you're going by the kayfabe storyline, it would be very hard for your opponent to win while walking around barefoot in a ring full of tacks and barbed wire.
They don't always do that in other matches. They throw him on the back. He did do that once. It looked nice. He just threw him on his back on those tacks, man.
Yeah, it looked painful, man. It did look good, though. I liked that match. I thought that match was pretty cool. But there were things I didn't like about it, too. And a lot of people
Wash
probably won't
that.
fully agree with me on this. I'd say most people probably didn't think it was that big of a deal. But to me, is it just me, BBT, or did it kind of feel like JR was going to fucking fall asleep during this match? I mean, he had points where he would get a little excited, but compared to his Federation days, or even hell, even like the Ruthless Aggression era, JR is acted really tired. It was a hardcore match, but JR...
Man.
Maybe I don't think that's what it is. But it just seemed very unenthusiastic. Like he would say something like, "That's a big impact." Like instead of being like, "By God, did you see that?" He would be like, "That's a big impact right there that Moxley took." And I'm just like, "What? What the hell,
You need to
JR?"
take some adrenaline. Steps from that adrenaline side of you, man. Take something that makes you hyper. I don't know, take a Red Bull with you.
I think
You
it's
go,
not
oh
just
my
that.
God. He killed him, God Almighty.
I think he needs somebody to play off of. Man, I wish they had somebody like King in there with JR, because I think he needs a teammate. I think he just don't have somebody to kind of, like I said, to play off of. You really need that. I don't think he has anybody to kind of drive him there. Nobody to question what he's saying. And it really helps when you got a heel and a face commentator. It really helps. It's so fucking great.
I know a good combination, but you need Green Psycho 17 in there doing commentary instead. He'd point out the flaws and shit.
You two very much sound alike, so if you two were talking on commentary, it would be very hard to decipher who was who. One would have a slightly lower voice and sound a little more drugged, while the other one sounded almost identical but a little more slurry and drunk. I don't think that'd be very good commentary at all. It sounded like twins talking.
Green and JR.
He slammed on the ring. I know he did. Identical people.
We'll put a babyface guy there, maybe Jeffrey Gaggins or something. I don't know. Make him the second guy.
I don't think people could take more than 2 minutes of his voice.
That might make a good combination for an announce team.
We'll see. Maybe in the future we'll see how that goes. But I'm pretty sure Jeffrey Gaggins' high-pitched voice will eventually go out within 5 minutes of the match if he's screaming constantly.
Well, they'll know if they see it. They'll let them be the judge.
But here's the thing. They had somebody on there, and maybe if this was a YouTube show, I guess it makes sense. But at the same time, I found it disappointing. They got some commentators on there. Those commentators seem very green, outside of JR, of course. They're sitting there talking about fucking YouTube and like stuff like that. They're saying things like, you can look anything up on the internet nowadays. And like, what are you, 12? I don't want to hear that in my fucking wrestling match. What the hell? So anyway, JR's got what feels like green kids. Maybe they're not. Either way, it's still kind of a weird thing to talk about on commentary during your live event. And I just felt like JR, at this point in time, I almost feel like he's just kind of like, I'm alone here. I'd really like some help. Maybe somebody who's a little more professional. Maybe somebody I can play off of that's got some sort of, charisma on the fucking microphone. Sorry, I've blasted like 3 or 4 curse words and gonna make my job a lot harder on myself. But anyway, point being, this is getting kind of crazy. I just feel like JR really needs somebody. I really think King should get the hell out of WWE and go to AEW, because JR and him would be a great team, man. I know it's an old school team, but it's a good team nonetheless. So that was something I kind of felt was messed up. I just didn't care much for the commentary. Go ahead.
I don't know if King's still in WWE or not. I haven't heard anything about him.
He's not. I don't know either. He's not on commentary?
I don't remember. I think Michael Cole's in there, of course. He looks like a crypt-keeping little bitch. He's ugly. Ugh. And some other people I don't know. I don't think King is one of them, though, unless he's a part-timer there. Yeah.
Well, I think if he's not in the WWE, it wouldn't hurt for him to try AEW. He's kind of used to smaller companies, and I know AEW's got a billionaire. You don't have to remind me, Billy, but it still don't feel like a billion-dollar company, okay? I don't care how much money he's putting behind it.
Well,
it still feels really indie right now. Maybe that's because of all the lucha stuff going on. I don't know. It just feels kind of more obscure,
They can afford a bigger arena, man. They're just not doing it yet. They could. They could have sold more tickets in a bigger environment, but they just chose to go to what they have.
And by the way,
now.
for anybody who may get upset about my comment talking about luchadors and indie and how here's the thing, my mind's kind of trained to where when I see luchadors, I automatically start thinking about indie because that's the way it's been for years. Usually when you see lucha wrestling, it's usually a more indie obscure thing that's not like on national television. So when I see a bunch of lucha stuff, my mind immediately thinks indie. So that's the reason I do that. It's not me saying that lucha means indie. It's just that within the current times, when you see lucha, it's usually indie. Like, that's just the way that's the comparison here, but it's not intentional. My mind's trained to think that. Sorry. If I see guys like Luchasaurus, you don't think that?
It's just when I see some guys that they're half naked wearing little tidy whities and look like 5-foot midgets, then I think indie. If I see a luchador, I think, hey, that might be the next Rey Mysterio. You never know.
Well, see, that's like I said, my mind's just trained to think that way because usually if I see a ring full of luchadors, it's something I've never heard of. It's usually like an indie event. It's not national television, It's not the old World Wrestling Federation or something like that, which I know had like Ultimate Dragon stuff. I don't know if he was like lucha or what, but he looked like it. But it's not things like that. It's usually, back in the day, it was like Batista and Brock Lesnar kind of guys. So when you've seen lucha, you usually automatically default to, oh, it's an indie company. Maybe that'll change in time, but I can't help it. It still feels like that. Anyway, I felt like I owed an explanation. I know a lot of people take offense to that kind of stuff, which I apologize if so, but that's not the case.
Everybody gets offended by everything.
It's just my mind's trained, man. Like I said, if life goes the right way, maybe lucha will become the next main event. But as of right now, it still don't feel like it as of yet. The lucha wrestlers with the masks and all that stuff.
You mean like Rey Mysterio for the title?
I love Rey Mysterio, man. I know a lot of people were hating him for a little while there because he is like PG. So, no, it's not necessarily the wrestlers. Like I said, it's just when you see an arena full of lucha, you automatically think, oh, it's not national television. Like that's just the way
Rey Mysterio, believe it or not, he's still in WWE and he is being wasted there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty sad.
I don't know why he's back there. I really don't.
He kind of revolutionized that stuff, man. Like, he was cruiserweight. He's a cruiserweight legend, like he is the cruiserweight. I remember I used to do voices with him and stuff all the time.
I used to watch him in WCW.
Yeah, I was a fan of him. So were you. You were a fan of him, too.
Yeah, in WCW, I was thinking, the cruiserweight division wasn't hated back then. I actually liked it. Like, watching the big guys wrestle at first, and then see the little cruiserweight match, I think, this is going to be good, because it's going to be fast. It was always Rey Mysterio and that guy named Psychosis. I was always watching those two. I was thinking, damn, that's pretty good shit. I want to see that again. See, it wasn't shoved down your throat like all this stuff today.
See, that's the thing. In other words, you're kind of admitting you did get entertained by some flips and kicks.
Yeah, back then. In WCW, the cruiserweight division, it wasn't a bunch of them. Now everybody in the damn world does flips and kicks, and it's boring.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what changed. Because there's too much of it, is what you're saying? That's what changed?
Oh, yeah, it's not like that now. WCW, they actually had gimmicks kind of mixed in with it. Psychosis had that costume on, and Rey Mysterio, he was unique in his own way. That's how I got into WCW, and I like the NWO coming there. That made it more badass.
I remember, I forget what video game it was. Yeah, I'm going into video games, guys. Anyway, I loved the costume of, like, Ultimate Dragon. I loved his blue mask and stuff. Like, every time I would, like, create wrestlers and stuff, I wanted to put that mask on people. I think, what was it? What video game was that? Do you remember? Like, Warzone or something like that? I don't remember what it was. WCW something? I don't remember what it was.
NWO Revenge?
Maybe. It had Ultimate Dragon and like he had his mask and stuff, and it was really, really cool. And I don't think that one had a create mode. I think it had like weird superstars you could unlock. Like I remember unlocking like weird characters like a cow or something and like playing. I don't remember what it was.
I know what you're talking about. WCW Nitro.
Maybe. My memory's a little messed up here.
You press those buttons, unlock all them creatures or weird people on there. Made no sense. THQ Man. Stuff like that.
I love the way the luchadors like dress up and stuff. I do like the costumes. It is really neat looking stuff. So like I said, it's nothing against the luchas. It's just mindset's trained like that. But you grow up with one idea. That's kind of how you start to think for a very long time. But maybe that'll change within time. Anyway, with that said, yeah, it seems like flips and kicks, especially with you, has kind of soured. Like it's went from, oh my God.
Man. It's not just me, man. Everybody at Ranch talks about that shit. I catch on and I find out myself and I agree too, And that's what it's been. Some people think of it before I do. I'm thinking, yeah, that's what I've been thinking, but I never actually came out and said it.
Yeah, sometimes you get a little afraid to say things because you don't want to offend the entire community. But that's the thing. If you don't offend one person, you're going to offend another. I'm already certain we've done that, like, many times. We've made somebody happy and pissed somebody else off. Like, it's just...
You want an example? Okay, I'm going to quit offending people by saying I hate all the wrestlers. I'm going to say I love everything in wrestling. I am PG now. Is everybody going to love me now? No, a lot of them's going to hate me, but some are going to like me. The ones I offended are going to like me then.
And if you don't hate on something or you don't like something, they call you a fence sitter. They say that you're a fence sitter. Well, sometimes, especially with me, I really haven't made up my mind. I think I said this once on one of our podcasts. So I am a fence sitter sometimes. I can't help it. It's not that I'm trying to I just want to stay out of controversy. A lot of these times, I really don't know yet what I think about something, and I'm taking time to figure it out.
Shit.
So yeah, even being a fence sitter.
Shit makes me hate everything.
I don't know about I don't hate everything.
The entire planet. No, I love women. That's one thing I really love is women. Yeah, big doctors. Yeah, blonde-headed women, Asian women, red-headed women.
Thank you for telling me your preferred type, Billy. I'm glad to know
But
that.
I love my wife a lot. She means so much to me. Yeah!
That's alcohol in a bottle, Billy. That's not your wife.
It saved my life, though. It helped me my time of need, and I got abducted and shit. Kept me sane.
A lot of people can say the same thing except the abducted part. That would probably be removed from most people. But yeah, alcohol does seem to help relieve the stress. I think they also call it liquid courage. Probably how you get through some of your rants without worried about people attacking you. It's your liquid courage there.
It helps me with my depression.
Oh, God.
Because I got the mental images of them aliens probe my ass, man. Maybe you should get probed by Sasquatch. You'll have drinking problems then, too.
Well, I don't think that's going to happen. But, Billy, you need to see somebody, a therapist or something like that. Maybe see a big beer bottle as a therapist. Just set it up, talk to it for a little while. Hell, you can do the same thing right there with your wife. Sit her on a shelf and just have some words with her. Just have a little sit down.
I talk to her all the time, man. I ain't going to go what we do in behind closed door because there's nothing we can do. Look at the size of her hole here.
I heard that old Jeffrey Gaggins used to be a therapist. Maybe you could have some sit-down time with him.
I don't want to sit next to that old man. What's he going to do?
He sit across from you and listen to your problems and then tell you what he thinks about how you should solve them.
I might have to get up for a minute. There's somebody outside. I might have to let them in or whatever.
Or, go take a shit, Billy. Just go say I gotta go take a shit, and go take your shit.
Take a shit? I don't gotta go take no shit. Might take a piss here in a second, though.
Well, anyway, that's fine. If you gotta pee, you gotta pee. Go ahead and do your thing if you gotta go do it. I'll just sit here and talk to the people a little bit about one of these topics. And I've got something in particular I want to talk about anyway. You're gonna miss this one, though. You're gonna miss this one while you go piss.
For a second.
Well, if you're sticking around for a second, you're gonna let me run out of stuff to say, and then you're gonna leave.
Just go ahead, man.
All right, fine. Well, here's something I'm gonna tell you that's aggravating me right now with AEW. Like I haven't said that a million times before. On their Twitter, in their events, I think Kenny Omega's the last one that did it. I don't remember his words exactly. Hell, I don't know his words exactly. But they keep name dropping WWE. They keep on name.
Should not do.
Yes, guys, you kind of feel like you're living off the fame of WWE here. It's not making WWE get intimidated. Go take your shit.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna leave about 2 turds in the toilet.
I told you, sons of bitches, he had to take his shit. He needs a little more of that liquid courage, clearly. So yeah, let's go ahead and get on to talking about AEW dropping WWE's name all the time while Billy takes a big old hefty Sasquatch size shit. So anyway, they keep on dropping WWE's name. This is not the way to do it, guys. If you want to become your own independent company, please, for the love of God, stop name dropping WWE. You've got so much stuff going on for you. You don't have to compare yourself. I know a lot of these guys came from the WWE. They have reasons to think about it, and I know it's always going to be on the back of their mind. All right, I'm not trying to make this and say that they shouldn't do this and whatever. I'm just saying that You don't need to do it in front of the public. Talk about it behind the scenes if you got to. That's fine. But don't constantly tell the people, oh, WWE, we're doing better than WWE. WWE don't do this. We do this. This just makes you look like a little kid trying to be the cool guy. That's all it looks like. It looks like you're talking about the...
Oh, yeah. Oh, God, felt... two big dingleberries in the toilet.
No, you didn't even wipe. I know you didn't. You could not have done it that fast. You didn't even wipe. No, get out of that seat right now. You go back there and wipe your ass. That's fucking disgusting, Billy. That is disgusting.
I wipe my ass.
I can smell it through the screen. I can smell it through the screen.
What do you take me for, a disgusting person? I wipe my ass. I know how to wipe my ass.
Not that fast, you didn't. You probably got a big chunk of toilet paper still stuck up your ass.
I just went, well, I admit there wasn't no toilet paper. I took a rag, okay?
You took a rag? Did you use your mom's rag? Like, what happened there?
I just used a rag that was in the cabin and bottom.
You sick son of a bitch.
It wasn't a pink rag, it was green.
What does it matter if it was a pink rag? Anyway.
I don't want to wipe my ass with no damn pink rag.
I was sitting here telling people about AEW and how I don't want them to live off of WWE's name. And then you started taking two big shits, and as soon as you got done, before you had time to do anything, you were walking back in front of the screen, which is how I know you did not wipe your ass.
It was two little turds, man. I just went and took it fast, pulled my pants down.
Dude still got a...
You feel like you got a shit real big, but it was really just gas.
That's all it was. Still got
little turds about this size, little, what you call your dickleberries.
Dude still got a fudgy cornhole. Don't listen to him. He's still got a fudgy cornhole, and he knows it. This is fucking gross.
Probably making somebody sick.
Probably. Yeah. We're talking about wrestling right now.
Yeah.
Tuck those things in.
AEW does not need to mention WWE. That was TNA's big mistake. Always bringing in WWE. Quit mentioning the damn competition. You hear WWE constantly mentioning AEW? No, they did one time.
Mm-hmm. They don't need to. They don't need to live off the name. They don't need to.
But they're not competing with WWE. They said they're not competing with them.
Well, apparently they are. I find that is hilarious. Where they keep saying we're not competing with WWE, but yet they go and they try really hard to compete with WWE. That's so stupid. You're competing with WWE. Even if you say you're not, you still are. That's fine. Just don't make it so oblivious that you're competing with WWE. That's where it gets really stupid. Just stop doing that, guys. You got so much promise. Stop doing that. Leave them alone.
Who's mentioning WWE?
They had said. As far as I'm concerned, let me Google it right now while I'm sitting
here. Is it Cody Rhodes? If it is, he needs to keep his mouth shut. Quit talking about WWE.
No, it was, as far as I'm concerned, it was actually Kenny Omega. Let me see what Kenny he said.
Omega, shut up with your pink hair ass down. You're not in WWE. You never was. They didn't want you, or maybe they did. I don't know. You're overrated in Japan, Ring of Honor, wherever you wrestle at. Doesn't make you great down here. You got to make a name for yourself here if you want to be great.
Let's see here. All I see
and
right
John
now
Moxley's
is
way better.
I see Kenny Omega rips WWE for streaming indie show opposite AEW fight for the Fallen. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Okay,
I didn't really.
I understand him being aggravated. I ain't gonna argue with that. Just stop mentioning them. Quit talking about the WWE. Do your own thing. Work your own company, man. If you're gonna beat them, you're gonna beat them. You don't need to quit. You don't need to keep name dropping them. You don't need to try and do that. Just ignore it. If they do something you don't like,
the topic. So,
well, what is the topic?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I think to them, they think WWE took a shot at AEW by doing that. I don't know.
Please explain.
I can't explain. You'll have to read about it, man. I should have talked about it, but it's just too political in the wrestling world to me. I don't like covering that shit.
Well,
I'm not good when it comes to the big details about that.
Well, give me a little bit about it. Just some brief details.
I can't. I just know he's upset with them for having their little, whatever you said there, streaming. Is that what you said, a stream?
Yeah, something like that.
I don't know. I can't explain it. Yeah.
Here's what I got right here. It says WWE for the first time ever will be streaming an event not from one of its own promotions on WWE Network at the exact same time. Now, what is it the same time as? Hold on, let me read the top part. It says AEW, the wrestling promotion launched by Tony Khan of the Jags ownership family, as well as wrestlers Cody Rhodes, Brandy Rhodes, Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, and the Young Bucks, is running a show entitled Fight for the Fallen on July 13th. By the way, what is Fight for the Fallen? Anyway, in Jacksonville. I didn't even know about this one either. Well, this time we at least found out about it. It says, anyway, that's July 13th. Mark your calendars, I guess. Anyway,
I think that's the thing I was mistaken for the Fyter Fest.
Yeah, maybe. I'm confused. Anyway, it says the program will benefit victims of gun violence, which I completely support. That's cool. But it says but still, guys, got to get the word around a little better. It says WWE for the first time ever will be streaming the thing I just read at the exact same time. So they're streaming something on the exact same time. I understand the aggravation there. Evolve 130. Wait, did I read that right? Evolve 131. What in the world? Anyway, I guess that's what it was. Promotions on WWE Network at the exact same time. Evolve 131. Is that the name of it? Kenny Omega, arguably the biggest star in AEW. Arguably. I'm not going to argue that.
No. John Moxley.
I'm not here to decide who is not happy
Pink
about
hair
it.
Omega. The guy who dressed up as Princess Jasmine. No, he's not the big star.
In a since deleted tweet, he wrote, and this is a quote from Kenny Omega's Twitter, "If lining your pockets with blood money is okay, then what's wrong with trying to undermine a charity show for victims of gun violence? I hear that healthy competition is supposed to be a good thing, and yet I can't help but feel like I'm going to be sick." Healthy competition. Seems like he openly admitted that this was, in fact, competition, which it is.
Well,
it's at the same
competition
time.
is not competing with WWE, according to them.
And by the way, it says the blood money portion is a reference to the very lucrative shows that WWE runs in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, I knew that.
Okay, here's the thing. I'm not going to say I fully disagree with what Kenny Omega's saying. I'm just saying Kenny Omega needs to quit publicly saying it and quit name-dropping WWE. He's not the only one. There's been a lot of people name-dropping WWE. Every single time they do an interview, WWE comes up. I'm sure Cody Rhodes and them really need to... Wait, go ahead.
It's because the stars they bring in came from WWE. That's how they made a name for themselves, because it's the biggest wrestling promotion in the world, I guess.
It's just getting really hard to promote your own company when you are in the shadow of the company you used to be in. You know, it's really hard when every interviewer and everything wants to talk about WWE too. It's not just them. You know, it's every interviewer and everybody else too. So if you have the power, especially on your own Twitter, just don't say it. You know, I get you can't help if somebody asks in an interview about it, but if you've got the power, just don't bring them up. I get that they're there. I understand it's kind of crazy sometimes to not acknowledge something. I get that because they're so big. But as much as they've been name-dropping them, I mean, hell, Cody Rhodes took a sledgehammer to a throne. This is unnecessary. This is just stupid references you don't need to do. Okay? I'm not going to fully disagree with what Kenny Omega's saying. They said it was a since-deleted tweet. I think if he's going to say it, might as well stand by his words. But anyway, he deleted the tweet, so maybe he had that same thought. I need to quit talking about WWE. Either way, I just don't think it should be said at all. But I'm not disagreeing with the man for saying it. Billy Bob, do you have something in your throat that you need to get out? Is it one of those turds that got stuck up your ass? Is it coming back up?
The hell are you talking about, man? How long we been recording here?
Hold on, we're going to do a quick little cut, guys. You'll see a little flash. I have to check the time. We are now back. Did a little cut. We've been going at this for like 54 minutes. So, yeah, we probably need to go ahead and call it a day. I need a better way of checking the time. Right now I have to, up the program I'm using to record this to see how long it's been going. We need a better way to do it than that. But, yeah, we've been going for about 54 minutes. We was talking about, Billy Bob Tanley's pooping his butt.
I think we pretty much covered it. Their Fyter Fest thing.
Fyter Flesh. So, let's go ahead. Let's get off this. That's our thoughts so far about all this. Sorry we can't commentate on every single match and everything that happened. I'm sure there was a lot of good matches. We did not see them all. We did not even know the event was happening. I don't see any replays of the full show on YouTube. So, I don't even know if it's legal. I don't know if it's a paid event or what. But, I don't see anything. So, sorry we missed it. We'll probably miss this other one that's being talked about too, because it came out of nowhere, but it's to support gun violence, or not support gun violence, but support, you get it, damage and everything by gun violence. So, we're probably going to miss that one too, because it is coming out of nowhere. They need to hurry up and get on TNT and have a show going.
Yeah, I think it's going to be in October. I'm not sure.
Yeah, ASAP, guys, ASAP. So anyway, let's go ahead and get on to the question portion of this show before we kick on out of here. And let me see if I can up these questions. Hold on. Sorry about the small little cut there, guys. I've only got like one question. Well, two questions actually, but one of them is Billy knows the question. One of them is I don't have an exact quote written down, but it was from the Otis show, and it was something like, "Why do you love John Cena?" Yes, the Otis show.
Otis asked that.
Asked about why you love John Cena so much.
Hey, Otis. Fuck you. All right, next question.
There's your answer, Otis. All right, so this one is by GameSpy196, and it says, when was the first time you guys watched wrestling? You want to take it, or do you want me to go ahead?
Or he said, guys, that means me and you both.
Yeah, that's right. Both of you. I just know usually you'll jump right in there. So I was
guess
giving you the
like
time.
Most wrestling fans, started with the 80s for me. Hogan, Savage, Warrior Andre, them forward. I saw Hogan on there doing his things. Oh, brother. And then he started making those movies. I forgot the name of the movies he was in. It's been long ago. Suburban Commando was one of them. I used to watch that shit and think, damn, this guy is a damn superstar. He looks like he can kick a man's ass, and he sold a lot of tickets in WrestleMania, Hulkamania. And that's how I became a fan of wrestling. Pretty simple.
It was Warrior and Hogan that got you into wrestling. I remember a long time ago.
Well, it was Hogan. Hogan was the guy, but Ultimate Warrior was in there too, though, Savage and all them other
All right, not
stars.
to get too personal, but I remember a long time ago there were some little toys, and one of them said something along the lines of, "I am the Ultimate Wiener." Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah, I remember stuff like that. This is Hulkamaniac, brother.
You pulled the string, and I swear it sounded like it said, "I am the Ultimate Wiener." Like
it did, man. I heard that too. I am the Ultimate Wiener.
So, yeah, I'd say, for me, it probably wasn't much different than BBT. It was dude like Ultimate Warrior and stuff like that, and Sergeant Slaughter and guys like that, and those little toys and stuff like that really, really pulled me in, because I remember actually owning little toys like that, and I actually remember getting something for Christmas that was something like that. So, do I remember a specific time, like a specific match or anything of the sort? Not really, but I will say I really, really loved a lot of the NWO stuff too. I actually probably liked that more than... Man. Yeah, but I actually did really like some of that more than WWF. I really liked the NWO stuff, but what really got me into it, man, I guess it's kind of hard to remember an exact moment. I don't know if I remember an exact moment. I just know that I got into it, and I remember it from way, way, way back. That's all I can say. I remember all the way back from, like I said, we was talking about the toys, and we were talking about NWO and WCW and World Wrestling Federation. I remember I loved Stone Cold Steve Austin so much, just growing up with these guys. And The Rock. Well, actually, I wasn't a big fan of The Rock when he first started. Believe that or not, I really thought the guy was kind of fucking weird. The way he spoke. It wasn't until later on he became my absolute favorite superstar. But originally, I was all Stone Cold. Originally, I loved Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm all Stone Cold.
As time went on, I really loved The Rock's charisma, though, the way he was on a microphone and everything. Like that electrifying thing about him really kind of won me over. So it's kind of him versus Austin over time. And between them both, I think Austin's still the most popular superstar, but I think Rock's the most global superstar. Does that make any sense? That's the way I'm going to say it. But yeah,
The Rock,
Austin,
Hollywood,
I remember me and you. Me and Billy go way back, by the way, but I remember me and you were sitting around making fun of the fact that every time Hulk Hogan wrestled at a WCW ring, he was always so slow and so boring. Like he always had to cheat. Do you remember that, making fun of that and laughing at it because he always had to cheat? He always had
he was slow.
We made fun of him because he was so terrible in the ring. We loved it. We loved every minute of it, but we were making fun of it either way. Like we were having a good laugh.
We were having a good time, though.
Yes, I remember that.
Death.
So, exact moment, I don't know. But main moments that I remember, like you were saying, probably like the toys from like Ultimate Warrior and Hogan, the WCW NWO events, World Wrestling Federation with Stone Cold Steve Austin coming in there. I remember the beer truck and things like that. I don't know if I saw that live or not, which is a damn shame. I don't know if I saw that live. I know I saw it live when he had his arm tied behind his back facing Vince McMahon. I remember watching that live on television.
I remember that.
But I don't know if I actually think I missed the beer truck and stuff, which kind of sucks. I kind of had a strict family who was afraid that I might actually I guess, ruined my mind if I watched too much. BBT was much the same. He had kind of a strict family, too. So we were limited to what we could watch. But we tried to watch when we could sneak and watch it, okay? And that's the way it went.
Instead, that's how I got to watch more WCW, though. Even though I still flip back a few times and watch WWF. But
surfing between the channels, that's some fun times, man.
But the NWO, I have a stronger memory of, and Attitude Era too, though.
Yeah. I just remember thinking Vince McMahon was an asshole, and I loved it. Like, I loved that he was such an asshole because him and Austin had such great chemistry together in that ring. It was great. And Vince is a terrible wrestler, by the way. He's just stiff as all hell, but it was still fun to watch him go at it. It was a blast, especially that arm tied behind the back thing. So, yeah, I hope that... I know that doesn't fully answer your question, GameSpy. Sorry, we can't I don't remember an exact moment, but...
Maybe we should just make an entire wrestling video one day. It doesn't have to be this. It could just be a topic about how we got into wrestling. I was thinking about doing that too, maybe. I don't know. Or talking about our favorite wrestlers.
I talked about making... Well, with you behind the scenes, I talked about making a video called Falling Out of Love with the WWE, which is essentially starting off how we fell in love with it and then how we fell out of love with it. How that worked. Because I know I fell out of love with it before you. I was
still clinging on to everything.
Yeah, you were holding on, man. You were dreaming. Still
recording with VHS tapes, just trying to catch it and missing out on parties and stuff.
And you would call me up.
It was still watchable.
You would call me up and try to get me interested in watching those tapes, and you'd be like, "Oh man, you missed this event. You should watch this tape again." I remember you trying to get me to watch those re-recordings, and me being like, "Fuck that, man. I don't care about that shit." It's like I fell out of love with it faster than you.
There were sometimes I got you on there. I said, "This guy's showing up tonight. He's going to show up tonight. The Rock's going to show up tonight," and he never did.
You kept trying to sell me on The Rock. Oh, there was mentions of a possibility, of a fraction of a possibility of The Rock. Anyway, we'll get into that for another video, guys. We're here at the end of this one right now. I'm just going to go ahead and get our stuff out of the way.
Take another shit, probably.
You just get what you got in you out of you, because I know it's still remaining in there. Make sure to subscribe.
I think I didn't get it all out. I had the rush back.
I can smell it through the screen. Make sure to subscribe, leave your feedback, hit the thumbs up, that bell icon, click all notifications if you haven't already. We will see you guys right here on WrestleChumps. Oh, by the way, before I forget to do this, we are also going to be doing a little video game video. Me and Billy are probably going to get on there and play a little bit. We're not the greatest at this game, but it is a game called Fire Pro Wrestling World. So if you guys want to sit right here on this channel or subscribe for that, we're actually going to play a little bit of that game. We might even play some live. BBT's camera kind of sucks. I think it's good enough to do a live video game play, though. I think I can do that with him. We'll see. If we can't do it live, we can't. But if we can, we'll try. But we're going to play a little bit of video game. We're going to have a custom ring and everything for WrestleChumps. See how that goes. Hope you guys get excited for that. It is going to be fun. That's pose. Right. I'll show the pose here, by the way. This is the pose from both Twitter and from YouTube. The majority of the people said they wanted to see it. There were a few people who don't want to see it, don't think that it would be interesting, but the majority won so far, so we are going to do this thing.
I've never seen it either. It's called Fire Pro Wrestling World. Yay!
It has mods. It has all the wrestlers you could dream of. You can put custom music, but I probably won't because copyright reasons here on YouTube. But yeah, you can do. Yeah. So anyway, that's all I got to say, guys. Thank you so much for joining. BBT, do you have any last words?
Yeah, I drink beer, but you shouldn't if you're underage. I drink it for my own reasons, because I was abducted by the alien greys 10 years ago, and then again in 2018, and I have been the same ever since, but I feel a lot better now. My ass has been shrinking.
Hey, you made it to the end. Here's a cookie and some plugs. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, and smack that bell icon with your face. Maybe not do that last part. I don't want to get sued. If you like what you've seen here, maybe consider supporting the show on our Patreon at patreon.com/MightyVMedia. Mighty V makes all kinds of content, like this show, Jeffrey Gaggins, and even some gaming guy called Proto something. Lots of extras on Patreon, including unfiltered versions of the show, and one tier even has downloadable .waveform podcasts. It's flippin' great! Anyway, thank you for watching, and stick around right here for more WrestleChumps to come. We love you dearly. Thank ye. Oh yeah, don't forget to visit this chump named Billy Bob Tanley. He does some reactions and crap over on his channel. Get over and subscribe to him and give him some love. Bye!